Welcome back to V's Up Road to Kickoff. Former Valley football standout Gunnar Henderson trading in his helmet for a whistle. Henderson making his way back to the 956 to embark on a different path in the sport he loves. Valley Sports Central's Blake Holland has the story.
A player's perspective is much different than a coach's. The Valley's own Gunnar Henderson is finding that out firsthand at UTRGV.
Once I got done playing football, it took me about 2 or 3 weeks to really miss it. And I realized that I needed to get back into football somehow. So I realized, coaching was my calling, and I needed to figure out how to get in it as soon as I could.
Henderson began his football journey at Mac High. He then found his new home at TCU, where he made a splash as a receiver.
It's Gunnar Henderson.
An injury ultimately cut his NFL dreams short. That's when he reached out to Travis Bush.
I reached out to Coach Bush in November of 23, just interested about a position, seeing what he had open. And we ended up having a conversation in December, and then I officially started late July. So
he came down here and visited and really applied for the job. And sharp young man. He's a phenomenal coach already, but he's going to be a big-time coach someday. He has that energy, that passion.
Only being 2 years removed from the game, Henderson is not much older than his players, which means he can relate to them. One trait he shares with his guys includes the underdog mentality that took him to the top.
Being a coach who, when I was once a player, having that chip on my shoulder, I think I got a great opportunity to help these kids out and give them great insight on how practice needs to be approached, how games need to be approached, and just have the right mindset for things.
As for being back in the Valley, Henderson says it has its perks.
I'm able to live at home with my parents. My mom cooks me a meal every night, which is great. So I'm just happy to be home, sense of comfort, obviously, and just happy to be here at UTRGV. This is a great place.
The Vaqueros hoping some of Henderson's collegiate success rubs off on them. Henderson, a member of the TCU team that played in the national championship game a couple of years ago. Now let's focus on former Valley players making their way back to the 956 to join the Vaqueros as players. First up, Frank Medina, an undersized lineman doing whatever it takes to be a part of the team.
Frank Medina has a deep connection to football in the Valley. He was raised in San Benito and is a Greyhound. His high school coaches taught him valuable life lessons.
I was really immature growing up, and they showed me discipline, showed me hard work, and they showed me a lot. And I owe a lot to them where I'm at right now.
After high school, Frank joined the football team at Texas A&M Kingsville. He had a short stint with the Javelinas. Frank then decided to try out for the UTRGV football team.
I was so iffy if I was a player or not. Continue. So I was working a warehouse job all spring, this past spring, and then my head coach, Coach Gomez, persuaded me to try out, and that's the reason to try out.
Medina impressed at the open tryout and made the team. The redshirt freshman refuses to give up because he plays for someone very special to him, the person who raised him, his mother.
I struggled with my family. We struggled a lot when I was younger, and me, when I got older in middle school, I just wanted to make her proud, and I joined football to try to do that. That's my main drive, was from my mom.
Frank drives 1 hour from San Benito to make it to practice. To help pay for gas, he donates his plasma every week.
That hard work, I like it. It shows off a lot because, it's paying off. I'm running with the ones as a 5'10 guard. These guys are 6'5" next to me, 6'2", 6'3". I like to say it's paying off really well, and I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to stop.
Medina catching the attention of co-offensive coordinator and offensive line coach Jeff Bowen.
He's been a really, really bright point, and it's always hard being a walk-on tryout guy, right? But he's really emerged just with his work ethic, his attitude. He blows it up in the weight room. He's one of our strongest guys.
Frank draws inspiration from the phrase, when there's downs, there's always going to be ups. For the 19-year-old, his up is just beginning. Sam Rabati, Valley Sports Central.
Thank you, Sam. Now let's take a look at a Valley product with a successful collegiate career, giving it a go at the Division I level with the Vaqueros. Sam has this story on linebacker Horacio Moronta. Sam, take it away.
Horacio Moronta is excited to be back in the Valley playing football.
That's a good job. D1 football back home in our area. I already know the Valley's going to show out. A lot of people have been, rallying around us, around the team. We've, been building ourselves into the communities.
Moranta played at Mission High School as a running back. On the collegiate level, he transitioned to linebacker. His first stop was at New Mexico Military, a junior college. He then made his way to Harding University, a Division II school. He won national titles at both schools.
It's a blessing, and I can't do nothing but thank God, man, just for being, putting me in those positions first and foremost, and then just giving me the ability and the mindset to, compete and overcome any obstacles that I was faced.
Horacio impressed Vaqueros coaches at a tryout.
Trying to make the most of it. Grateful for the opportunity to come back home and just play in front of people that I know, that know me, and that I love and love me. And so I definitely won't let it go to waste.
The senior has something that can't be taught: experience.
We have a lot of freshmen, and they need some upperclassmen to learn from, and we have very few of those on our roster. And just knowing that he's a local guy.
Football is in Horacio's blood. His father played at Virginia Tech and the NFL.
He ultimately was my role model growing up until, he passed away. But even then, he still to this day is my role model. And I still try to carry the lessons that he taught me, still try to carry them with me wherever I go.
Off the field, Horacio hopes to one day open his own clinic to help out his community. Before then, he'll look to dish out punishment to his opponents. Reporting in Edinburgh, Sam Rabati, Valley Sports Central.
Thank you, Sam. Quite the championship-filled journey for the former Mission High running back. Coming up, we'll take a look at what's ahead for the UTRGV football program following the end of fall practice. Next on Bees Up, Road to Kickoff.